Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Waffle Flower channel. This is Kari, and today I'm going to show you how to make a stunning project with minimal supplies using this new Waffle Flower Hello Fall set. I'm going to use some of the leaves from this set, and I'm working with Bristol Smooth cardstock. And this is a mask I created using some Post-it craft paper. This is full adhesive, so you can use a die that you have, or you can cut out a heart shape or any shape that you'd like and just push that down onto your Bristol Smooth cardstock. Here I'm using the embossing buddy because we're going to emboss some gold leaves onto this heart shape. So you'll need some embossing ink. Here I'm using some Versamark ink, and I'm going to put a couple of the leaves onto both sides of my acrylic block and then press it into the Versamark and press it down onto my project. And I'll do this a few times here before I use that gold embossing powder. I'm going to go along the top here, and then I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle it with the gold embossing powder to see where we're at. So here I'll shake off the embossing powder, and if you get a few stray bits where you don't want them, just take a small paintbrush and wipe them away. So I'm going to set this with my heat tool until that gold embossing powder just melts. And then I will go ahead and funnel that remaining embossing powder back into the jar and continue stamping these beautiful leaves. This set is perfect to use for this type of technique because they're small enough to fit a few leaves inside this masked shape. So it's perfect. I'll add just a few of the smaller leaves here now, and you'll see as I add the powder, you'll be able to see where there still are some areas that need just a little something. So I'll add the small leaf and continue adding that embossing powder to see where we're at. Occasionally I'll take my paintbrush and remove some of the stray embossing powder and then funnel that back in and heat set it once again. Oh, I decided to add one more leaf here. So just adding another extra little leaf here. As you're doing a project like this, sometimes it is helpful to emboss what you have and then see where you need a few little extra pieces. So here we go, all embossed, and you can see that that gold embossing powder just catches the light so beautifully. And now you would think that you would remove that full adhesive paper, but we're going to leave that on because now is the fun part, to color with these Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. So I will list the marker colors that I'm using here so that if you would like to recreate a project like this, you can. I usually use a couple of colors of each, and it is so easy because all you have to do for a project like this is add a little bit of that marker, take your water brush and blend out those colors. Or if you don't have a water brush, you can use a regular brush with just a little bit of water, and you can see how beautiful those colors blend. And that's all there is to it. So here I'm just going to keep adding color and blending it out with my brush. If I get a little too much color on my brush, I will wipe it off on a paper towel to the side and keep on going. At this point, I decided that it needed a little green added to the mix. So I'm bringing in some olive green, and later you'll see me add a little darker green for some contrast. So continue on like this, just adding color to each of the leaves, and then I'm going to show you how to make that beautiful background. here is where I chose a beautiful background color. This is called Pale Dawn Gray. And you can actually use any color you would like. A blue would be beautiful here, a soft purple color maybe. But this color was perfect for this fall feeling that I wanted to have. So all you do is just color the background using this color, and I didn't use any water here. This was a light enough color that it blended beautifully all on its own. And I just made sure that I had colored around the entire edge of this shape because I wanted to make sure that heart came through. And when you peel that off, look at that. So beautiful. Now to add a sentiment, there is a cute sentiment that says Hello Fall in that stamp set, but I decided to use one from the Give Thanks set from Waffle Flower that says Thankful. And to match the feeling of this card, a gold embossed sentiment would be perfect. So here I'm lining it up on my Misty so that I can get a really good impression, and I'm going to use the Embossing Buddy powder bag here so that I won't get any stray embossing powder where I don't want it. And I'll use the Versamark pad again, stamp that down, and I did it twice just to make sure I got a good impression, and then add the gold embossing powder. Occasionally on this Bristol paper you do get a little bit of stray powder, so I just used my paintbrush and then heat set that sentiment. So the last thing to do is to add this to a card base, and here I'm using a yellow goldenrod color of cardstock that I had in my stash. So I'll attach that using some adhesive. This is my ATG Scotch adhesive. It's permanent adhesive, and I'll add that to the card base, and there you have a lovely fall gold embossed card. I hope you enjoyed this project today, and I hope you'll try this technique using masking and Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I have one more card here that uses a different sentiment from that same Give Thanks stamp set. For more information about the products, visit waffleflower.com and visit us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for more creative ideas. Thanks for joining me.